that are non-negotiable that you should go report if they don't pay your salary, they don't pay your EPF and SOCSO. Those shit, I encourage you go and report. We come here to make a living, not to make friends with you. Even if the company does not have money, not my problem. Hello everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Get Ready With Me. While Aunty jawab masalah-masalah dunia. We ready to go? Let's go! Okay, soalan pertama. Wine or whiskey? Very good question. I like this question. I am a sweet wine girl. So my go-to is always a Moscato. Hey, by the way, any of you know where is selling very cheap Moscato? Please let me know. Like got warehouse pricing. I am looking for a supplier. When it comes to whiskey, for me it is a very boy thing. It's a very boy liquor. I find whiskey, right? Most of the whiskey I've tried, they taste like cockroach. So I betul tak pandai how to appreciate whiskey. So if any of you whiskey supplier out there would like to challenge me that my whiskey does not taste like cockroach, I welcome your sponsor. Okay, next question. Is it safe to tender resignation while waiting for official offer letter? Of course no. You guys never resign before you secure an offer. So when I say when you secure an offer, right, it means that you already received the offer letter, you sign the offer letter, and you return to the company. That is a secure offer. Even when you receive the official letter, you have not signed and returned the offer, the company has the right to rescind the offer, which means they can still tarik balik offer. Actually, even nowadays, company memang sial. Even after you sign and return, they still berani tarik balik the offer. But the only difference that if after you sign and return the offer letter and they tarik balik the offer letter, you have a case to sue in court. But if you have not signed, you have not returned, the company memang has a right tarik balik the offer. So be smarter, jangan jadi bodoh. Please secure your offer first before you tender resignation. Okay, next. Working in Malaysia company, but company based in Singapore. I don't have MC dose. Can still ask my HR. You know, sometimes when you guys ask me question, I have another 10 questions to ask back. First, I need to understand, this is contract of service or contract for service. It's different, because it's quite common when another overseas company offer you a job, right? They will hire you as contract for service, not contract of service. It's quite common. If you are contract for service, it's a business-to-business transaction. It's not an employee-employer relationship. It's different. So when it comes to contract for service, it's memang betul. You don't have MC, don't have EPF, don't have SOCSO, all those things. But however, if you guys are contract of service based in Malaysia, the rule of the thumb is when you are based in that country, you are hired based on local laws. So even if your company is a Singapore-based company, but you are based in Malaysia, your employment will be based on Malaysia law. That is the rule of the thumb. So I don't know how to answer your question because I have more question to ask you in return. You DM me on IG. What is your view about loyalty in the same company for more than 10 years? Should I stay or should I leave? Well, congratulations if you can stay there for 10 years. It is very rare nowadays somebody can stay in a company for more than 3 years, okay, let alone 10 years. I think it's okay. To stay, should you stay or should you leave? This is something that you need to answer yourself. I cannot answer for you. But for you to think about leaving, must have something that have triggered you. You have to understand why are you thinking that. Are you bored with your job? Most of the time, after 10 years, most likely is you start sian already. You're already bored with the job. For you, it's like every day come in is the same shit. Same shit. Every day, same shit. Or either that, different shit, same scenery. Bored, right? If that is the case, I would say go try to find excitement within your company. I have stayed in my company 11 years. Then I left. 2 years later, I came back. I stayed for another 7 years. Total, I stayed in the company for 18 years. Okay je. Until my backside itchy, I want to become a superstar, then I resigned and became an influencer. But it's also because I was bored with my job. I bored until I don't know what I want to do already. So I decided to change my career. So I don't know how to answer you this question. But I will tell you something. When a recruiter look at your resume, they see you have stayed in the company for 10 years already. They do question about your adaptability. You stay in the company so long already, you come back out to a different company, different culture, they will ask about your adaptability. And this is a true story. I was just telling my husband this morning. I have an ex-colleague, she started a new job 6 months ago, and I was chatting with her this morning. And she was telling me even after 6 months, she is still struggling to adapt with the new environment. And I told her it's totally fine. But at least you are trying. You know why? Like me, she also has been in the company for 18 years. She was working in the same company for 18 years. Of course, when you come back out and start in a new environment, you will struggle to adapt because you are so used to the same thing for 18 years. So where there is a change like that, it's not surprising that you have your struggle to adapt. But at least you are trying. So I think it's okay. Speaking of that, so it's always okay to find another. If actually a lot of followers come and ask me, Auntie, I've been working here for 10, 15, 18 years already. Do you think it's still okay to find another job? Yes. Yes. I have so many personal friends of mine that have worked in the same company for more than 10 years. They resign and they still can't find another job. And she is almost 50 years old already. Is can. But one thing I realized, all these people who are able to look for another job even at that age after so many years, is because they specialize in something. There is one skill that they have that are so good that companies do not mind hiring them even at that age, even after they have stayed in the company for so long. That is why I always emphasize, pick your specialization. Do not be a jack of all trades. Very important that. Okay, next! My peer, without lifting a finger in year 2024, got the same rating as me, where I work like a cow. Any tips? Ini masalah dengki lah kan? I compare, why I work like a cow? You do nothing, same rating. Apa masalah engkau? I have questions in return, but since this is a recording session, I cannot ask you the question. I will do assumptions. I will assume your colleague is a kaki kipas and you are not. Am I correct? Most likely yes, kan? The other day, I posted a video about fixing shit, right? Then somebody put a comment on the video. He said, when we fix shit that time, boss tak nampak. Boss akan nampak kaki kipas sahaja. And that comment got so many like hundreds of okay. That is why I tell you all, please do not fight the system. You already know kipas ada kipas punya benefits. Go learn lah how to kipas your boss a bit. I'm not telling you guys to go jilat your boss. No need to go jilat. Just do simple thing. Number one, don't fight with your boss all the time. Out of 10 times, most of the time, I can tell you all, yang dengki kaki jilat ni. When boss asks you to tell you to do 10 things, 6 out of 10 times minimum, you will question the boss why. You will still do the job, but you will question the boss why I need to do the job. Betul tak? You guys don't cheat me. I know all of you, okay? While the kaki kipas kan, dia akan tak tanya the boss, 10 out of 10 times say, okay boss, I will go do it for you. Whether they get the job done or not is a different story. But they will just say yes, okay? Anyways, I don't have much tips for you, but when you say things like that, count your blessings. Really. Because I don't know what is the rating that you're getting. Number one, how you get to know your other colleagues' rating is also a question mark. When you guys go fight for increment, fight for bonus, whatever, when it comes to monetary ratings, all this, rule number one, please do not compare your salary with another person in the company. Never, never do that. It will never fly with any bosses. I have seen so many people came to my boss and negotiate salary, and they start comparing salary with another person. I tell you, the boss doesn't like it at all, okay? All bosses don't like it at all. Don't. Kalau korang nak compare, if you want to compare also, you compare your salary with the market. You nak compare pun, you compare with market. Don't compare internal equity or don't. But for me, don't compare lah. Comparing, you compare to market also die one sometimes. You know why? Then the boss will say, oh, is it so good? Then you go work outside lah. So my tips would be, nanti I sampai mana? Macam tak jawab kan? My tips would you to be tighter hearted sin. Don't be so angry. So if boss do not see your contribution, you need to work on that. Why is it the boss don't think you are better? That is a question you need to ask yourself. What is it that you are not doing right that the boss is not seeing? You think about it. Okay, next. Can HR transfer any staff to different departments without their consent? In a lot of offer letters today, they will have this particular clause in your employment contract. It says that the company has a right to transfer you to a different company or entity based on business needs. Most employment letter will have that clause. Okay? Now, first we need to understand what is the reason they transfer you to another department. Is it because they feel that you are more suitable for the other department? You are currently not performing at your current place? Or what is it? Need to understand. The only reason they cannot transfer you if they are trying to get you to resign. That one is constructive dismissal. That is another ceramah for another day. If you are able to prove to court the reason they transfer you is to force you to resign and you have proof to say that, then it cannot. But generally speaking, when it comes to transfer, you need to obtain, not necessarily they need to obtain your consent. It's recommended for you to agree. Because what is the point if I transfer you to another department, then you don't agree and you fuck up on that job? Also doesn't serve a purpose, correct or not? But generally speaking, they don't need to get your consent. Generally speaking, they really don't need your consent. However, it's always wise to discuss with you first and do the transfer. So from your part, what you can do, if you do not want to be transferred, what I can teach you is you write in an appeal letter. You talk to your boss about it nicely, you negotiate, and you write in officially to appeal the decision why you don't want to be transferred. You try that one first, okay? If that one still tak boleh menyelesaikan masalah tu, come and DM me. Okay, next one. Should I be filterless with my boss? Ini cakap without filter, is it? Like in the morning, like you eat shit like that lah, huh? She kepo with me. So should I kepo back or put a limit to it? Oh! This one you talk about, your boss always gossip with you, is it? Then you are tempted to gossip back, is it? Depends how well you know the boss. This one I have real life experience. I used to work for a friend. I know her as a friend first, then she recruited me and she became my boss. But before I worked for her that time, I already quite close to her, you know. So when we talk that time, when we kengkai that time, when we chit-chatting that time, memang tidak ada filter, you know. Until one day I realized, I was talking to her about another stuff in the company. Then her face suddenly changed, you know. And then she looked at me. What did you say again? What happened? Then suddenly I realized, fuck, I've forgotten. Friends, yes, but she is still boss. So, I will highly recommend, yes, you need to put a limit to it. You really have to put a limit to it. Friend, but boss is still boss. And in a normal circumstances, boss will triumph friend. Even for me, right? I was senior management in my company. A lot of junior staff also go out with me, you know. And then when they come out and go lunch with me that time, and they tell me about their masala, I always ask them first, you want me to listen to your problem as HR, as a boss, or as a friend? Different hats. Because different hats will have different response. But sometimes when they tell me something, I cannot help it. I have to wear my HR and boss hat. I cannot wear my friend's hat because whatever they're telling me are red flags. I cannot. So I will stop them. I say, okay, I have to stop you now. Sebab I cannot be your friend anymore. This is langgar undang-undang company policy. Oh, it cannot. If you continue, there will be consequences. While you don't have to be really filtered, friends can be still friends. But like in all things in life, even for close friend, this one is a very personal experience on mine. Even with your close friends, there also should be a limit. Nobody should take any shit from anything. Okay, next one. Macam mana nak lead Gen Z sekarang? Macam dying. Yang paling betul. Yang paling betul? Benci! Okay. I'm working with a Gen Z producer now. I okay je. Apa masalah engkau? What are you? Gen X You know who complain about you? The boomers. You are what? Gen Y. You know who complain about you? The Gen X and the millennials and the boomers. Every generation we complain about the next generation one. And I'm sure the Gen Z 10 years from today will complain about the Gen Alpha and the Gen Beta. Orang memang suka complain about the next generation. But this is my advice. Who is the future? The Gen Z are the future, you know. The Gen Alpha in the future, you are going to retire. And then, I don't know what is your problem with Gen Z. I have no problem with Gen Z at all, okay? Then you come and tell me, Auntie, they are so entitled lah. I say, what's the problem of them being entitled? Let them be entitled lah. Itu masalah dia orang, bukan masalah engkau. The most common problem I hear, you know, they are not very committed with their work, okay? They rather, they will simply resign sebab they tinggal with bapa. They always tell me, because they are driving their father's car, staying with in their mother's house, therefore they are not very committed to their work, right? They want to resign anytime they like, ma. Okay, what's the problem? Then hire fast enough lah. This one we bring back to the subject of loyalty, kan? I love working with Gen Z. I think their ideas are very fresh. Very fresh. Very cringe, but very fresh. I like it. I will give you a contoh. I never know how to shop on TikTok, you know. Until my Gen Z staff told me, hey, nice or not my handbag? I bought it for 20 ringgit only. I said, from where? So nice. From TikTok. From TikTok? I said, you can buy things on TikTok. Racun, okay. Once I learned how to buy things from TikTok, finish. Then I am a Gen X. So a lot of things I do, I think it's cool, but it's not. Like contohnya kan, during Malaysia, we like to makan kan. So got Hari Raya festival all we will makan. Then we have a lot of games like lipat ketupat that kind of thing, and then give out prizes Then one of my Gen Z came hey boss, can we do something different I say, what is something different? Can we have one of those photo booth yang pusing punya? Instead of lipat ketupat all. I was like, okay, why don't I try that? And I tried that. I listened to their suggestion. I took the budget of whatever we planned to do, and I went to hire the photo booth. And I didn't hire that one. That one too expensive I got the standee photo booth for them. But you know what? It was such a hit. Everybody was like queuing up to go for the photo booth. They never queue up. I want to come and lipat ketupat with me, okay? Anyway, I am a little different. I love the pop culture. So for me, embrace. Just like how the previous generation accepted you. You should pay it forward and do the same and accept the next generation. That is what my advice is for you. Okay, next. How to ask my current employer for early release instead of fulfilling my 3-month notice period professionally. Just ask nicely lor. If you find the right time, make an appointment with your boss and talk to your boss about it privately, politely. When you want to ask something, take care of your tone of voice. Go for a lower tone and speak slower. That is how you negotiate and manipulate. Whatever the reason it is, you can just go explain to boss Most of the time, boss are hesitant to let you go because when you leave that time, right, there is a gap. You need to address that gap. So one of the ways that you can use to go negotiate to shorten your notice period is have a very solid handover plan. Convince your boss, even you are not around, the business will be able to run smoothly because you already have prepared all this manual here. And you can always offer your boss, if there is anything you guys want to ask me, you can always call and ask me about it. Have a proper handover plan. If not 3 months, maybe 1 month. And during that 1 month, you tell your boss, I will work very hard to ensure the handover is done properly. You need to be able to give your boss the comfort to let you go. And that comes with a proper plan. That will be my advice. Anyway, just to let you know, another fastest way is just pay for your notice period. In the Employment Act, it also says that if you pay for your notice in lieu, your boss also cannot stop you from leaving. Okay, next. If I am resigning in March, is my MC also prorated? No. In accordance to the Employment Act, MC, sick leave, and hospitalization leave is not prorated. If you join a company in December, already year end, you are still entitled for the full MC, okay? 14 days plus 60 days hospitalization leave. You can. It's not supposed to be prorated. Annual leave, however, is prorated. And to prorate annual leave, you have to finish the month first. If you work for example, if you work until 15th of March, the month is not completed, right? Then the March is not counted. Count up to February only by law. But for sick leave and hospitalization leave, it's memang not prorated. You are entitled to the full entitlement. Okay, next. I also want to remind you guys that even after you resign, actually a lot of people ask me, Auntie, I already resigned. Can I still apply for leave? Can I still take MC? Can I still masuk hospital? Of course can. When you sick, you are sick lah. It doesn't say that after I resign, I will not be sick. I akan kebal, tak akan jadi sakit mah. Don't have such story one mah. You will be still entitled to your benefits. But for annual leave, it's still the same. It's still subject to the approval of the company. What should I do when my boss unknowingly or knowingly cross the line and does my job? What should you do? Pretend don't know, no? Since you're already doing your job. I need to ask you, what is the issue with the boss taking your job? What do you fear? Obviously, you are not happy about it, right? That's why you are asking about it. And when you say they cross the line, I imagine it is something that you are supposed to do, but he already done the job for you. I also need to do assumption here. Are you afraid that the boss is planning to fire you? That's why you scared that they are taking over your job. I honestly don't know how to answer you. I have bosses who has crossed the line and done my job before. I just let them be je. Sebab I memang so busy. I okay je dia nak buat kerja. I please take. I have the other problem. My boss crossed the line for keep bertimbun amnya kerja. Dia asyik tambah amnya kerja. Macam ni dia tambah. Lepas tu gaji kan, all terms and conditions remain the same. I have the other problem. Anyways, I give you a general answer, okay? If you have a problem with someone, find the right time and talk to the person about it politely, privately. If you find your boss has crossed the line, knowingly or unknowingly, which you also don't know, bring your boss out for lunch. Go find out what your boss like to eat and just one day, hey boss, I know you like chicken rice kan? I know a very good chicken rice place. Come, I bring you out for lunch. During lunch that time, do a little bit of small talk. Hey, I just want to ask you, that day kan, got this report I was supposed to do, but I saw you did it for me. Why? Is it because you think my report not good enough? Just have that conversation. Don't assume anything. You have a problem with your boss, find the right time and talk to him about it. That is my best advice for you. Boss like to yell at me in front of people, and yet I'm the one she look for and get things done. What can I do? What do you want to do? You want to report police? You want to report your boss to JTK? There is no undang-undang, okay, that say boss tak boleh membabi. Tidak ada such undang-undang. Same thing lah. I will tell you, like what I give the advice just now. You find the right time and talk to your boss about it. There is no way to go about it, kids. You have a problem with your boss, there is no way around it. You have to confront the problem. You have to talk to your boss about it. You just find the right time. And then I want to ask you, is she generally a yeller or she just purposely yell at you? There is a difference one, If she is a type, memang suka jerit-jerit, that means she is not like purposely doing it against you. It's just her problem. But if you tell me everybody else she tak jerit, she just like to jerit at me, then that is a different problem. That is a different problem. If that is the case, again, you have to find the right time and just go talk to her about it lah. Why is it? You know why I laugh at this case? Remember just now I told you about I have a friend who hired me? This happened to me, I talked to her about it. Most of the time, I have to, whenever she has a problem, she will come and look for me. And yet, she will scream at me louder than she scream at anybody else. So one day, I asked her why. And this is what she told me. Because you are my friend. I scared people say I favoritism. So I have to purposely wayang scream at you loudly in front of everybody. I was like, what the flying? But it makes sense. You come to think about it, it makes sense, right? Because she don't want people to talk that because she favored me or whatever, So she would just purposely scream at me louder. And I've seen that happen to other managers before. I have this another manager in my previous company. One of the subordinates report in to him. But it didn't start out like that. They were like that, but after gatal each other, they paktor together. And then I noticed in public, he also screamed at her a little bit louder. Then I actually asked him, you do it because you scared people say you bias, is it? He said, yeah lor. Huh? So I don't know what is your reason, but to find out, you have to ask your boss about it. Okay, next! Am I protected if I report my boss to JPP? Snitches get stitches, darling. When you say protected, what you expect to be protected? Like, if you are asking me about, will you be anonymous? No. When you guys lodge a case against your company, either in JPP or JTK, they will take down your name and your IC number and the company you are working for. And when they issue the summon to the company, they will also write down your name and your IC number. You will not be anonymous. The boss will know it's you. Because without hard evidence, which means without taking your name and your IC number, they cannot act because they have to investigate. What is it about, right? So a lot of times, you know what people do? They resign first, then only they report. Because when it comes to JPP cases, you have 60 days upon termination date to go report it. You can resign first, then only report. Then a lot of times, the JTK officer will attack. You don't have to be an active employee, is all what I'm saying. You don't have to be currently an active employee to report your boss. But I am never an advocate about cucuk belakang. I will never encourage you guys go cucuk belakang. Before you guys decide to lodge a report against your boss, last hurrah, one more try. Go talk to your boss about it. Because the moment you go lodge the case out, you will burn that bridge. And especially in a country like Malaysia, your cable is very important. And bosses are strong cable. You never know when you need a favor from your boss again. Like you go out, work, not happy, want to come back. Or in future, there is something happen, you need your boss favor to help. You never know. Cables are so important in Malaysia. So I don't encourage you guys burn bridges like that. Even if you decide to report, at least give heads up. You berani cucuk belakang kan, berani cucuk depan juga. Boss, you know what? I have bring this topic with you so many times already. I don't think you are taking it seriously. You leave me no choice but to lodge this report at GTK. Do you still want to reconsider your decision? Macam tu. I will encourage you guys to do that I have been very fortunate to work with bosses who are very compliant to the law. Even though when they are not compliant, it's small matters. So I will just close one eye. Like, before I go, I don't know when is this YouTube gonna air. Like, contohnya during festive season, Chinese New Year, 2025 Chinese New Year, Wednesday, Thursday, correct or not? A lot of bosses are implementing Friday as compulsory leave. Okay? By law, it's memang cannot, right? So you go and tell your boss, oh, we already checked with JTK, don't know. It says, boss, just one day just let it be What you guys plan to do? Because of that one day leave, you really want to burn that bridge with your boss. Can you imagine your work after you report your boss? Can you imagine? You think the boss is going to be super nice with you and 请你食雞飯? No, okay? You will be blacklisted, okay? I'm not trying to scare you. When I talk about this, a lot of people come and kecam me. I say, Aunty, you trying to scare us, is it? Then boss, then no law everything will go against the law I'm not saying that. I'm saying that choose your battles. Not everything you want to go to fight. 1-2 days leave, close one eye and just let it be. Don't go pursue it. But things that are non-negotiable that you should go report, if they don't pay your salary, they don't pay your EPF and SOCSO, those shit, I encourage you go and report. We come here to make a living, not to make friends with you, okay? Your most basic thing is to make sure you pay my salary on time. Even if the company does not have money, not my problem. It's the boss problem, because when you profit that time or you change Mercedes that time, I don't see you buy me a Mercedes also, betul tak? Okay? So you should evaluate what you should report, what you should not report. But to answer your question, if you do report your boss to JPP, you will not be anonymous. Your name will be recorded in the system. Okay? With that, sekian hari ini. Last but not least, perfect. I will see you guys on YouTube another time. Bye!